Hi, and welcome to How to Joy, a podcast about the big, small, quiet, and loud ways that joy shows up in our lives. This podcast is an exploration. It's not a manual or a to-do list. It's a question, a practice, a space to notice joy when it bubbles up, to remember it when it feels far away, and to hear how other people cultivate it in their own lives and to be inspired by that. My hope is that this becomes a place to be reminded that joy is still here, still possible, and still ours to claim, even in the midst of the hard things. Thank you for being here. Now let's begin. Welcome to How to Joy. We are back with another episode, and we are here with a gorgeous gal in my life who is so dear. It is Ava.
Well, hello. Happy to be here.
Yay! I'm so excited you are. We will start the episode like we always do, which is, how did we meet?
Yeah, so I believe we met over 4 years ago or so at a Pride event.
Pride Parade,
Yeah, the
wasn't
Denver
it?
Pride Parade. Yeah. And we just had mutual friends, or somehow our circles connected, and we just recognized each other really quickly, and we've grown closer and closer ever since.
It's true. Before we started recording, we looked up some photos because we weren't quite sure. We believe the year was 2022, although it seems a lot longer.
That's true.
But I think maybe it was just another lifetime we knew one another.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we met at the Denver Pride Parade. We got to go up in the Capitol building, right?
Yeah.
Which was a badass thing we got to do.
Yeah, they had this open space that's not normally open to the public, and you could walk all the way up inside the Capitol and have this little speakeasy thing right there on the balcony overlooking the entire festivities. It's pretty cool.
That's right. And it was so cool to just have all these queer rainbow-clad people up there.
Yeah.
Some sort of council member or something who did that for us, but I don't even know who it was.
I don't know. I think I just met the right people at the right time, and then we go, and there up we go. So.
Yep. So funny. And then I remember we just kept running into one another after that, and finally exchanged phone numbers and had some amazing, fun, sassy times together. And we continue to.
Sure do.
You always show up.
I try to.
You do.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that about you.
Oh, well, thanks. I take a lot of pride in that myself, and I'm glad we can share that together.
Yeah, reciprocity is important to me, and so I appreciate that about you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the same. It's probably what's connected us and kept us together for as long as it has.
Exactly. Before we really get into all things Ava, I was wondering, what is bringing joy to you today, besides being with me, of course?
Oh, always a joy with you. Yeah, lately, I guess it's ski season, snow season. I'm a big time snowboarder. I'm trying to get out there in the mountains. Unfortunately, we haven't had as much snow as I'd like to see.
Right.
Which is an unpleasant surprise, but nonetheless, I still try to get out there. But yeah, I've had a lot of struggles in the past few years, and I'm finally gaining a little more stability. At least it feels that way, and I'm taking advantage of that by finding the things I like to do again. It changes all the time, but yeah, it seems like my list keeps growing.
Which is what we decided to talk about. I think when people meet you at first, they might, like everyone, have their perception right away of who you are. Then when they really get to know you, though, you're so multifaceted and you have so many talents. And that's what we want to talk about today, is the many talents of Ava and why they bring you joy.
Oh, I'm happy to. I don't know if it has to do with really talent, or more it is excitement or interest in trying the next new thing, and then being totally okay at failing, and failing really hard, just because I find joy in it, you know?
And oh my gosh, if we couldn't all be a little bit more like that, I think the world would be a very better place.
Oh,
it's true. You're not like a bragger at all.
Is that what you're telling everyone? Because that's what I tell everyone.
Also hilarious.
It only shows sometimes.
Oh, shush. But you sort of just nonchalantly one time said, oh yeah, I used to DJ, or I am a DJ. It wasn't even a used to, it was I am a DJ. And I was just like, what? And thought that was so cool. And it very much upsets me that I still haven't seen you DJ, though.
Oh, we'll make time for that for sure soon.
Good. Tell me how you got into that.
Absolutely, yeah. So, like many of the people in the world, I really like music. And then I found myself in college. There was a need for a DJ in like different groups and things. And I had a friend who had some gear, kind of showed me the ropes, one thing or two. They were really impressed by my style, just my taste in music, and was wanting to even ask for more playlists and things I could share with them. And then
Cool.
that got me excited. Why don't I do this myself?
That's so
So
awesome.
yeah, I just started with some small stuff. Finally got some equipment that was a little more, show worthy, if you may.
Yes.
More and more people heard my music, heard my stuff, liked my vibe, and I was invited to do like banquets and like weddings even, and eventually, and just like different things.
That's so
But it all
cool.
started when I was in college. Yeah.
Do you have a DJ name?
I've gone through a couple of them. My latest is DJ All Day. Don't worry, I'm not posting anything. You won't find anything from me, at least lately. So, but yeah, I had the opportunity to DJ across the country,
Yeah.
and actually travel to many different states for funsies and just for different events and things that people invited me to. I
Cool.
really found a love for it. I haven't been DJing that much lately. I have a few local events that I get to do every now and then, but nothing set in stone. It's more of a for fun thing. I'm trying to stay out of the politics and the competition within it. It's for fun. It's for joy. It's
Ah,
not a job for me.
I love that.
Mhm.
Much like this podcast, it's for the joy of it. And if it brings joy to others, it's bonus points.
Right. Yeah.
I love it.
I love to have fun, and I like it's even more fun when you see your friends having fun,
Yeah,
and just to bring that to them.
totally.
Hmm.
Have you always been really into music?
I really have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was really young, scrounged around in my parents' basement, and I found a fairly small electric piano
Uh-huh.
that my dad had. It was really basic, but I started to make sounds that sounded good to me. But yeah, I just had a whole lot of fun on that growing up. I was just out of high school, so I
Mm-hmm.
was maybe 17, 18 or so. But I got my very first guitar and had no idea what I was doing. It was
Huh.
just something I wanted to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So I really got into piano at first, and I never learned any songs. I don't know how to read music. I
Wow.
couldn't tell you what's what. It all came kind of naturally to me, just,
Hmm. By
learning,
ear.
yeah, learning by ear.
Wow.
And I picked up those same habits when I got a guitar. And so now I play almost every single day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Play along, or I'll just match the song and try to find the song. It
Wow.
used to take me a while, but now I can do it in a few seconds, it seems. Like just to
Dang.
figure out something similar, or something to accompany those songs.
Wow.
So, yeah, but I have all different types of styles of music I play. But yeah, that's just something I do just to take me out of the grinding work headspace, and then,
Yeah.
yeah, find my flow state again.
Oh, yes. And we had mentioned before recording that we said you were a doer. You are a doer. You like doing
Yeah.
things. And that when you're in the moment of doing all these things, especially I would say like those need for speed things,
Hmm.
it helps you be in your flow state.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So similar when you're in the shower, and you have those shower thoughts.
Hmm.
That's that theta state that you find yourself. It's very similar when you're in your flow state. And I find my flow state when I'm snowboarding down a mountain, or I'm mountain biking, or I'm actively doing something where I
Hmm.
feel at peace, and I'm very present when I'm finally in my state. And it's really become therapy for me. I mean, I've gone on long bike rides till I cried, not
Aw.
because I'm physically tired or I'm having a hard time. I'm just like reliving certain things, and
Hmm.
sometimes I'll just find myself laughing my head off. And I'm sure people see me just riding by on my bike, laughing so hard. I'm sure they have no idea what's going on in my head, but it's my happy place, and I love to keep it as available as it can be.
Hence why you moved to Colorado.
That's right.
Tell me about where you grew up a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. I grew up in Virginia, on the East Coast, very rural part of Virginia in the Southwest.
That kind of country, I recall, right?
Very.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. There's, several farms within 20 minutes or less from my hometown,
Wow.
or from my home, actually, where I grew up. But yeah, in the Appalachian Mountains there. But I've always loved the mountains. Grew up some skiing and mountain biking, and just getting lost and hiking and things in the mountains there. And Colorado was always on my mind. But when I was able to travel all across the country, Colorado still was sparked as interest to me. It was in 2016, 2017. Felt that it was time to grow up from the baby mountains and push myself into the big mountains.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice.
talk about growth, right?
For real.
Yeah. So, but I've loved it ever since, and I haven't found any other states that have that same energy where the people are wonderful.
And queer and kinky and all the things.
All the things. Yeah.
But still, there's this beautiful backdrop where you can play and do all the sporty adrenaline things.
Yeah. I love to find myself getting myself down a mountain as fast as possible, depending on
You're wild.
what method. But yeah, I like to have fun. I like to be playful with it.
It's amazing. So did you first come to Colorado when you were DJing?
Ooh. I actually first came to Colorado when I was 17. My grandfather won or acquired some sort of plane ticket to anywhere in the US. His career was a traveling salesman.
Oh, wow.
So he already been everywhere. And so he knew I had this eye for adventure. And so one Christmas, he decided to gift me that plane ticket.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What an amazing gift and what an amazing grandpa.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Fortunately enough, I mean, I had my eye on Colorado even at that age. My dad's cousin used to live out here.
Okay.
So already had accommodation, the plane ticket, and flew out here. And then my dad's cousin, he took me to Winter Park for my very first Colorado mountain experience.
Hell yeah.
Blew my mind. Yeah. And I just absolutely fell in love with it ever since then.
Wow.
Yeah. But moving forward, when I was able to travel around the country when I was in my early 20s, I got to see a lot of different places and I got to compare and contrast that experience that I had when I was 17. Mind you, there were still gravel roads around in Denver.
Wow.
We don't have that anymore.
No, not really.
Yeah. So it was quite the surprise coming back when I was actually ready to move back out here for real. That everything had developed and not how I had remembered it, but it had evolved. But so did I.
You were ready. So nice.
Yeah.
Aw, I didn't know a lot of that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
So you touched on that you have been going through some tough times, and I'm wondering how you are able to continue to do the things you want to do even when you're feeling that way. Because for me, when I am going through hard times, it's very hard to be active. It's always better when I do, but just finding the will to start.
Diving deep here, huh? Okay. Yeah. Well, yes, it is true. I've had several years of unfortunate things all to have happened. And I think I identify well with a new term I found, polytrauma. When several very big deal things happen all at the same time, and how that is a little different than individual,
big
things that you have some time to recover from, where you no longer have that option to recover. One thing that I picked up during COVID, during 2020, was just riding my bike every day. I would used to only ride, when my friends are going, or I could find some time on a weekend. I'm really fortunate. I'm in a place where Cherry Creek Trail is right at the end of my street.
Yeah.
And I can go any which direction and find my joy that way. Yeah, but just not sitting in it and being active, which I have found, to pull me out of that headspace, regardless of what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah, just having the regularity and even the freedom to be able to find those escapes. It's so easy to fall down into that space.
Yes, it really is. I do love that there was some good that came out of COVID, and that was one of those things. Being more outside, walking around, doing those things solo was a really good thing, I think, that came out of that time. Not to mention the environment being so much better.
No, I totally agree. Yeah. During the quarantine pandemic, I taught myself how to wheelie my mountain bike.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Because there were empty parking lots everywhere. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, I kept giving myself goals that were attainable. At least I thought they would be. But just to have a challenge, just to see how far I can take it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I learned TikTok dances.
Hey, at least you're doing something, right?
Yes. And I do ride my bike, and I rode my bike a lot during COVID, and we definitely have that common joy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I love riding my bike.
Me too.
And I always have, even growing up,
Yeah.
I love that scene in E.T. when the boys are riding their bikes.
So I relate.
Yeah. If I'm feeling blue, I'll turn that on in a heartbeat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I want to know more about your mountain biking. How did you get into that?
Yeah, of course. Growing up in the mountains, you kind of had to have a mountain bike. Didn't really have city streets. I mean, lived in a neighborhood, but still, like, different environment, different scene. And I'd always been obsessed with X Games and like all the, motocross stuff. And
did you love Mountain Dew?
oh yeah, of course, yeah. But yeah, I was always obsessed with that stuff. I just loved the idea of flying through the air or going really fast, just the sense of speed where it really, you have to focus because you can't think about the things that are in your day to day. You have to focus on the action at hand.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. I understand why that is therapeutic.
Mhm.
It's kind of when you're in yoga class and your mind goes blank and you're just in that flow state.
Yeah.
That's sort of my flow state as a yoga class often.
Mountain biking has brought me something to pay attention to, while I'm doing it. Used to ride my mountain bike with a shovel across the handlebars
What?
way out into the woods, like way up into the mountains, and build my own little trails and things. My brothers would do that, but I would get lost for, 6 to 8 hours. I wasn't really lost. I was on my way home just because it's my mountains and I go there all the time,
Dang.
Yeah.
I can't picture those mountains that well. I don't
I
know
know.
that
I have to
area.
show you pictures to
Yes.
really give them justice. Southwest Virginia, Appalachian Mountains, near McAfee's Knob, which is one of the most famous features on the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so my parents' house was only about 15 minutes away from the Appalachian Trail.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
maybe
they
20
still live
depending on
there?
which one. Yeah, they still live there now.
Wow.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It's really fun. Things really changed when I turned 13.
Mm-hmm.
My dad surprised me with a dirt bike.
Ooh.
And I had been asking for, I think, years at that point, but the presentation was amazing. My family was standing in front of a window, and then they were singing me happy birthday and make sure I sat down and viewing them, I guess, in front of the window.
Uh-huh.
And then I blew out my candles, and obviously you know what I wished for.
Oh.
And it was so wholesome to see when everyone's walking away from the window, there's a dirt bike out there with a big bow on it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can so picture it.
Yeah.
What color was it?
It's red. Yeah.
I was thinking red.
It was red. Yeah, it was a
Oh.
Honda. Yeah, it's a little 80cc, smaller beginner bike, but something perfect to learn on. Yeah, me and my brothers would ride through all the woods, and we'd have friends and things that we would ride with, and eventually we got other dirt bikes and things too. That really sparked my love for being out in the trails and out in the mountains and just
Wow.
exploring, finding new places.
That's so cool.
Hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you have 2 brothers?
I have 2 brothers. I'm in the middle of 2
Okay.
brothers. Yeah, we're each about 3 years apart.
And are you close still?
Yeah, I'm pretty close with both my brothers. Yeah,
That's
we keep in
awesome.
touch. Hmm.
And your mom and dad too?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
I'm very fortunate to have a
Very
good connection
supportive.
with my family. Hmm.
That's awesome. How does it feel when you go back to that area?
I have a lot of feelings. I have like a lot of nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm a little upset because I remember there used to be a restaurant there and now
Yeah.
there isn't, or whatever the thing is. It's really nice to see my friends and stuff that still live in the area as well.
Mm-hmm. What's the
Ooh,
population?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Under 10,000?
There's the nearest city is Roanoke, and that's
Mm.
maybe 30 minutes or so to downtown or something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
depending on where you're coming from, I guess.
And that's like a big city.
And that's considered the big city, but I
Okay.
mean, it's not much bigger than Boulder, I would say.
Gotcha.
But the next like major city, if you want to call like a major city, the one you'd probably recognize would be Richmond.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good 4 hours away.
Wow.
Yeah, not much around there. I mean, it's a valley in the mountains, the Roanoke Valley.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just a large area too. So a lot of farmland, a lot of rural areas where not much is going on really.
Mm-hmm.
My grandpa actually used to have a house in Green Bank in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever heard of Green Bank, it's a government regulated quiet zone
Oh.
due to the fact they have a radio telescope there that is very sensitive to equipment. So a quiet zone is essentially where no cell phones can exist, no cell phone towers can exist.
Wow.
Automatic transmissions from vehicles or even microwaves can upset the telescope that they have there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like Amishville.
Almost, yeah. But it's a
Yeah.
completely different environment there.
Huh.
But if you really want to feel escape there,
That
yeah.
sounds cool in
Mhm.
some ways, for sure.
Yeah, and it was also nearby Snowshoe Resort, which is my home mountain, I'd like to say, the one that
Oh.
really, took my heart into getting into snowboarding things, and I was an instructor there for a few years.
Oh, gosh.
But it was taking a step back mentally in time because to get in contact with people, your cell phones don't work.
Yeah. What do you
So
do?
if you needed internet,
Give your owl.
yeah,
too.
yeah, you give your owl a little note, and then there's a lot of owls out there. But,
I figured.
yeah, but you had to like meet up with people at certain times, or
It's back to the 80s.
yeah, and
Oh.
if you wanted to use the internet, you had to go into the hotel and
Wow.
find it that way. There's a whole different way of living. Yeah, my work days, I mean, we'd be out on the slopes till 9 a.m. till about 2 or 3 is when my work would end. And then they have night skiing, so you can go until like 9 p.m. again.
Wow.
So every day it was just on the slopes because there's really not much other things to do. I mean, sure, they had bars and nightlife and things and different events every now and again, but yeah, it's a totally different way of living. And it's like that today too.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, on the opposite flip side of what you were just talking about, you are in a very tech type job
I
now.
am.
Again, so multifaceted. Do you enjoy what you do?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so I originally went to school for sports medicine. So I have a medical degree, bachelor's, similar to physical therapy. And then I ended up starting my own personal training business.
I don't know if I knew that either. I'm
Yeah.
learning so much.
Yeah. But one of the things I found as a personal trainer is that most people don't stay with you until maybe 6 to 9 months or so because now they know how to do the things that they needed to do, you know,
Right.
and they can expand upon that. Part of the job was also finding new clients. So marketing, finding new people. And that would seem to be a major reoccurring thing, just to find new clients, just because they don't last very long. After a few other jobs, working in sales and other smaller marketing things, mostly sales jobs, I just kind of kept taking what was coming to me rather than, you know, identifying and blazing a trail myself.
Right.
So years later, during COVID, I was unfortunately laid off from my job, but I decided to take an online boot camp for marketing. There's a bunch of different channels, social media, you know, paid ads and all sorts of PR and things like that. But I settled on SEO, search engine optimization. So essentially, I've always found myself just browsing the internet, trying to find these rabbit holes and things, trying to mess with the search engines to see like what kind of information I could find.
Yeah.
I think those early days of me just exploring the internet when we first got the internet, when I was maybe 10 or so.
Were
maybe
you
a little
looking
older.
for porn most of the time?
Oh, yeah.
I was.
But yeah, I would find out myself in all these different places. Yeah, that brought me into SEO, and it's something I'm doing to this day as a consultant. A bunch of different companies and things I work with. It's really exciting just how AI and everything is changing the world. Essentially an AI consultant as well as SEO consultant, just because they're becoming hand in hand now.
Yeah.
It's just something I could put my energy to that I'm really interested in. I'm very lucky that I found this. Like a lot of people, you go to school for one thing, you end up doing something completely different.
For sure.
Yeah, because you never know what it's like until you're actually working that job or within that industry, or you happen to meet the right people at the right time.
Yeah, this is why I think it's insane to be asking 18-year-olds to pay all this money and decide what they're going to do for the rest of their lives. And
Absolutely.
it's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, I appreciate the experience of it, though.
It
I
should be
learned a
free.
lot of cool things, like while I was in college,
Yeah.
just like socially, you know?
Totally.
Because it was the first time I was really away from my parents
Right.
for the first time. So
I have to call to make my own doctor's appointment? No.
yeah, it's a really good segue into being an adult, or
Yeah,
we're a little still trying to be.
totally. We still are. Yes. Going back to AI, that is a very heated topic. We did not talk about this, but now I want to talk about it a bit because I have my thoughts. I use it. I try to use it sparingly because I do worry about the environment. I don't love certain times that people use it, such as for creating art, or someone was showing me like a AI generated song. I just couldn't. It was a very good song. It really was. And it sounded like Sabrina Carpenter, but it just felt just insincere. Because I don't know, I went to an amazing live concert the other night, and you know, I know that's not going away, but that seems just so much more real. I guess that's why it's called AI. It's not real.
Absolutely. Well, we are in the infancy stages of AI, and
Yeah.
that's why you're seeing this AI slop.
I love that word.
Yeah.
Swap.
But if you associate this to when the internet was coming out,
Mm-hmm.
can you imagine that there were any good websites that were built well and had a good user experience and actually conveyed what the person was trying to do in the ways we can nowadays?
I mean, some of that porn was... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't good. I'm just being weird.
I mean, I found all kinds of websites. Albino Black Sheep, if that rings a bell.
No.
That's a weird one. Yeah, I saw some things I probably didn't want to see that I still carry with me to this day. But either way, yeah, AI is in its infancy right now. So it's going to be a lot of failure. What I find useful in AI is just like how you can organize your thoughts or produce something where you might otherwise need to study on how to do it or pay money to have someone build something for you. I agree. I also don't like how it's being used for art and taking away from creatives.
Right.
We are at a point, I believe, that we'll start seeing creatives use AI to help build or replicate or more or less translate their thoughts or their ideas into a media that is otherwise difficult to use or hard to produce or expensive.
Yes. And I think some are, for sure, creating really cool things that don't seem so insincere. It's a slippery slope, though.
It is.
Yeah. And then
But
there's the environment piece.
there is. I'm hoping we'll find other ways to mitigate that a little bit further.
Maybe stop voting for pedophiles who don't care about the environment at all.
That would help.
Yeah.
That would help. Yeah. But I feel like as we're growing the community that knows, or not really knows, but has an opinion and isn't afraid to share it, the stronger those voices will be heard. A long path, but we're finding ourselves in a similar situation. History does repeat itself, and it's time that we all do step up.
I absolutely agree. Well, since the snow is caca, I don't know why I went with that word, but we're going to keep it in there. What is bringing you joy? What is putting you in your flow state these days?
Well, right now it's trying to find new things to learn, whether it is my job stuff or just interest in things. I recently bought a new camera, a 360 camera.
Whoa, what?
I'm really excited to use. Yeah.
Can I come over?
Of course, yeah.
Yay.
Potentially show off all the cool things that I do and record them with like your normal point of view cameras like GoPros and things. Like you have to think a lot more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, getting the right angles and stuff too. So trying to find ways to make my activities more accessible for other people to see what I'm doing without me having to sacrifice, any things that I could do with that. I like my gadgets. I like new things and fun things. But yeah, that's the most recent thing that's bringing me joy.
I love that so much. Always doing something. We were saying earlier before we started recording that I think Ava's going to probably be one of those 98-year-old people who is still going down the mountain, and she thinks so as well.
Absolutely. Yep.
And I do know that one of the main reasons people die, I've watched things on the blue areas, and people, when they're living to be 100 plus, it's because they have something, blue zones, thank you. I knew it was blue something, that they still have a job, they still have something to do, they still have a purpose, they still want to learn things, they still want to find joy. And so 100%, I believe you will be just this cute little 90, not little. This lady is very tall if you've never met her.
6'7".
Damn.
Yeah.
6'7". 6'7".
I know. It's just so convenient, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
I know. Yeah.
I hear that at least 3 times a day.
I bet you do.
Very low day.
Yeah. But yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. Being active and just having some sort of hobby or something that you're into, it makes a huge difference. That's what gives you motivation, or at least it does for me. And not to throw quotes in, but an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Absolutely.
You have to keep doing things. Doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're succeeding or failing. As long as you're doing something, that's what we're here for.
And don't be afraid to fail. Part of the fun is in the failure and the learning.
That's true.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And I hope everyone is as inspired as I am. Go find some new hobby. Go do something that feels scary. You might just surprise yourself.
That's true. Yes. Thank you so much for having me. And thanks for pulling out all those memories and things and letting me share my life and my experience with you.
Absolutely. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening, for feeling, for remembering joy with me. If something in today's episode stirred something in you, I really would love to hear about it. You can reach me at howtojoypodcast@gmail.com, or you can find more of my writing at sparklefabmags.wordpress.com. If you'd like to keep walking this path of joy with me, I hope you'll subscribe, share the podcast with someone you love, or leave a review. I've been told that those small actions really help more than you know. And finally, I'll leave you with this. Joy isn't always loud. It isn't always easy, but it is still possible, even now, even here. So I invite you all to take a deep breath, soften where you can, and let one small joy find you this week. I'll be back soon with more stories, more questions, and more reasons to remember joy. Until next time, have a sparkle fabulous day.